Hi, my name is Alan Edwards, and in this video I'm going to record a playthrough of Estranged Act 1. Now, it's quite a special playthrough because it's the 3-year anniversary since the release of this on Steam. So while the development of Act 2 is in full swing, I wanted to play this through again just to get back into the headspace, back into the place that I was in when I was working on Act 1. So let's start. I'm going to offer a little bit of commentary, and I'll probably split these up into 10-minute long videos in a series, just to make it a bit easier to watch. But here we go. I do like this little boat scene. It's a very interesting introduction, I think. There's so many things going on in this scene as well. It's kind of very kinetic, and it's really exploiting the source physics engine here, with the cans moving, the cupboard over there. I think most of the objects in this room are physically simulated, but they only get awakened when the boat crashes at the end. Let's trigger the sequence.
Hello? If anyone can hear this, my name is Jonathan Darrell, and I need help. These things, they've taken over the island. Anyone, please. I have supplies, but...
This is an automated message from ARC Corporation. There has been a safety breach. Mandatory curfew is in effect.
I remember in VR that sequence was very nauseating. As it would be in real life, I imagine, but just the fact that the camera was being pulled around the place. I really like the colour contrast here, and this is a compliment to the artists at Valve, really, because I mean, these assets, the fire, the ship, these are kind of from Half-Life 2, and I think it's a nice opening. So this is actually the bit of geometry that started Estranged off. This concept with the ship bashing into the pier and the little shipping office over there, although it was closer in the really initial concept of this map, that's the thing that started this off. This was my experimentation with Hammer, and it's what led to the game. So it was I'm glad I did the experiment in the first place. A little arc hint there. Yeah, and quite a few arc hints over there. And there's our door that we use in a bunch of places that Christian Baccar made. I think I butchered the pronunciation of his name. He'll be able to tell me later. Baccar, I think. Sorry, Chris. He'll probably, if he does a video like this, he'll probably pronounce my last name Eduardes to get me back. I've seen a bunch of playthrough videos on YouTube where they say Eduardes. Gives me a chuckle every time. Let's drop a bunch of these bricks. It's just really fun to play with physics in Source. So spoilers if you're gonna actually play the game, but that's how you solve it. So originally this puzzle was a grenade puzzle, and I think it was quite late in development that I actually thought about it a bit more and added a more elegant solution here, because the grenade puzzle was there for quite a while, and it really gave a strange introduction to the game, because you were given these really high-powered grenades, and you had people taking more than one because there was a cache right up here, and they would take them through the game and use them as weapons. And it just didn't work because the player was given such a high-powered weapon straight off the bat. It just wasn't good. And here's a little model of the lighthouse in here. Someone's been painting. Here's a classic Half-Life 2 prop. It's the TV. I think these boxes here were actually from an Amazon delivery I had. I just took a picture of the label, stuck it on a... I think actually the cardboard too is from the same... Yeah, it is. It's a GBR, Great Britain. Op standard, not sure what that is. UKR. Kind of interesting. Just a little insight into into texture making there. Let's pop through here. So now, of course, you can unblock this door if you want to, but it's not much incentive. Just being a good citizen. And here's my... I think I made this... This has probably survived since the first alpha. This passive-aggressive. Please don't block the door. Thanks. So, I think there was a... maybe there wasn't a seagull that flew off. Yes. Oh, yes, there is. He had a few pathing issues, I think. Then, I like this bench. It's a very calming bench. So let's look at this. This is the Wentworth Herald, and this is actually in Act 2 at the minute. In the current alpha of Act 2, you can find this newspaper. I converted it over to the Unreal Engine 4. E-close. Oops. Don't know my own game. I converted it over to the Unreal Engine 4 UI. So this is actually HTML in here, but I converted it over. Just a nod to all the players that played this version. Let's put on the sprint. Nothing we can do here. Must be an Ark shipping yard, or at least where Ark get their containers. So the original intent for this puzzle was to get people to learn jump by jumping from wooden pallet to wooden pallet. In practice, not a lot of people do that, but that's what the intent of that was. And this bit here, I was trying to get people to pick up the pallets, dump them in the water, and then jump across. But there's not a whole lot of communication for that. It's just kind of, I thought people would do it, but there's actually no reason for them to do it, apart from the hint that pops up, and they can just wade through this water. So it's a little bit of a bad design here. I remember excitedly adding these pipes from the Left 4 Dead 2 content. Because before there were some classic Half-Life 2 pipes, but they weren't as high fidelity as these. And when I found out that we were allowed to use Left 4 Dead 2 content in this for the Steam release, I went through and replaced them. I think this ship is also from Left 4 Dead 2. It's actually from some DLC. Yeah. Okay. I could probably talk at length about all of this. I remember I showed this level to my mum once, and a very early iteration, and she was looking at me quite puzzled, and I said, "What's the matter?" And she said, the sand, the actual dunes here, they were actually pointing this way, as if the wind was going sideways. Wind and the waves, sorry, were lapping sideways, which of course was completely wrong. So she actually helped me correct that. Probably would have caught that later, but I'm not so sure. Oof.
Hey, are you okay down there?
Yeah, I'm
Come
good.
on up.
I'm good. Okay. I mean, you have a gun, but that right there is the normal reaction from people. It's a bit of a strange introduction to him because he just kills a guy, from what you can see, and he invites you up. So actually, I think this puzzle still works. You can just jump from brick to brick, and I think you can get to the top. Oh! I'm not good with my Source Engine crouch jumping skills because I used to be able to do this super fast after testing it thousands of times.
I ran into a bit of trouble, so
So close.
excuse the mess.
It's okay. It's okay,
That
me.
was your boat.
Here we
wasn't
go.
it?
There we go.
I didn't expect a survivor. Let's get inside.
So this is a heavily modified Half-Life 2 character that you might recognise.
After you.
You can see the airbrushing on the skin, and I think I added some of my own
You
facial
first.
hair there. A little development tidbit.
That's some interesting parking, by the way. I'm John Darrell.
Hi, John. Hey, our voices sound similar. Yep. Sorry, John. Okay. Let's trigger the
Sorry you
scene.
had to crash here of all places. The island is overrun. I've been working on fixing a radio and I had it, but that's when this happened. I was attacked after I managed to get a message out, but a company called ARC are blocking all communications with a damn curfew message. Look, take my gun. I don't need it anymore. You'll need to make your own way, though. Go out of the back door. It'll take you to a river. Follow the river to the nature reserve, and then you can follow the rails into Wentworth. I'm sure that's where it's coming from.
So a little tidbit, Wentworth is a place around Sheffield, which is the place I'm living in at the minute. And the tunnel in an upcoming level, I named that after Wentworth Tunnel. But I didn't actually know about the real Wentworth Tunnel. I thought I'd made the name up, but it turns out I'd seen a news report about it and then subconsciously just kind of remembered that name. So that was kind of interesting. But it doesn't matter. It's a nod to the place Wentworth. Here's one of my first models on Blender, by the way. This guitar. It's kind of interesting. I'm getting a bit of guidance on how to make the strings. I think the top there's a little bit messed up, but I'm proud of it. It's probably one of the most complex shapes I've actually ever made on Blender because I suck at Blender. I'll freely admit that. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this video there. I'm going to record a bunch more with the remainder of the game, so thank you for watching.